Hey guys, so it's been a little while since we made a video. Sorry about that. Life's kind of gotten in the way a bit. Right now it's Sunday, and Reed and I thought that we would go to this public market that's it's a couple blocks away from our house. We've always wanted to go. We'll try and pick up some ingredients and cook a healthy meal tonight. This isn't really what I was expecting. It's like there's some produce.
There's some groceries.
There's a little bit of produce.
It seems to be more like a food court.
The restaurants look good, but there's no fishmonger or butcher, nothing like that. What do you think?
It looks really cool. I mean, there's lots of cool like restaurants and things that would be fun to check out later. But it's more of a food court than a public market. Like, it's not really a place where you can get like all your groceries for dinner. So we're definitely gonna have to go to a different grocery store, I think.
On the way home, we just happened to stumble across a Chinese New Year parade right across the street from our house. I don't think we're going to the restaurant here later.
I don't think so. A woman's dance.
That's cool, eh?
This is Fantanelli, and it's the narrowest street in North America.
I don't know.
What?
I think that
Is
the
it?
Lions are leading.
So the whole public market thing didn't really work out as we had expected, so we're gonna do it old school, or I guess new school, and go to the supermarket. I think you drove past it.
Hi. Can I get 2 big crabs with sun-dried tomato turkey? The recipe called for halibut, but there's no halibut here, so we're going to improvise and use cod.
We tried going to the public market today, but as you guys saw earlier, it didn't really work out as planned, so we ended up just going to a normal grocery store.
We're cooking a recipe today that's called Just for the Halibut. Unfortunately, we couldn't find halibut, so it's gonna be cod. I don't have a quirky name to go with it, but the recipe's from one of our favorite books. It's called Looney Spoons. Lots of easy and healthy recipes that you can throw together when you don't have a lot of time.
If you add a little bit of olive oil to your butter when it's cooking, it won't burn. So it's mostly butter, a little bit of olive oil, just so it doesn't get all brown and burnt. Alright, let's see if this guy's done. Whoop.
Oh, I forgot about the feta. Nice.
Yes. We'll just cut through and see. We'll cut through this guy.
Yeah.
And see it's the fattest.
Fish is the best when it's just almost undercooked.
This is a just tad bit too much undercooked, I think.
Shoot.
Okay, back in for another minute or two.
It's hard to stay on top of eating healthy, especially with a busy schedule. So here are some tips.
The best way to try and make sure you get a healthy meal all throughout the week is to pick 1 or 2 days a week where you do all your cooking. That way you're not spending every evening trying to prepare a meal, which can be really time consuming and makes it less likely that you'll actually do it. We love to go shopping on Sundays, stock up on all of our groceries, and then try and make as many meals as possible on that one day. There's so many different diets and fads out there, it can make it really difficult to figure out the best way to eat healthy. As a general rule of thumb, as long as half of your plate at any given meal is a vegetable, you're doing pretty well.
Another thing that you can do to make your life easier is to use good recipe books. The internet is full of recipes. There's endless options. But one book we really like is one called Looney Spoons. I think it was actually the #1 selling cookbook in Canada for a couple of years. But anyways, it's great. It's packed full of really easy recipes. They're cheap and they're all really healthy.
And most of them take less than 30 minutes to make, which is so ideal when you come home after a busy day at work. Another thing to remember is that breakfast really is the most important meal of the day. It can be really difficult to eat breakfast though if you're just running out the door. So something that we find really helpful is to make ahead breakfast. So if you like having a smoothie in the morning, throw everything in the blender and then put the blender in the fridge. And then all you have to do the next morning is literally blend it up and drink it.
When you have to be at the hospital at 5:50 in the morning for surgery rounds, you want to have the most streamlined morning routine as possible. If you're finding it difficult to make it to the grocery store, or it's really bad weather where you live and it's kind of tricky driving in the snow, one thing that's kind of becoming more popular the last few years is online grocery shopping. There's certain companies that do it like Spud, but also lots of grocery stores offer online shopping too. So that can kind of make the process a little bit easier for you.
Lastly, apps can be really helpful in trying to keep track of what you've been eating. There's so many different healthy eating apps on the market. One that I've used is MyFitnessPal. But basically, all the apps do is try and help you keep track of what you've been eating, break it down in terms of macronutrients and micronutrients, and that way you really know if you've been eating healthy or not.
So thanks a lot for joining us for dinner tonight. Sorry again that we haven't been posting videos super often the last few weeks, but we promise we're on it. And stay tuned because we'll be releasing another video pretty shortly.